What's up, guys? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We do have an interesting one today because there's a new event or tournament that involves Classic Arena, and you have to use specific champions from the SHADOWKIN faction. It also coincides with the Yuletide event, so I'm going to be talking about that, and I'm going to be doing some fights in Arena as well for you and showcase the team that I'm using. So let's get into it. The tournaments. So we've got SHADOWKIN, which is going to be the Classic Arena takedown. I don't think that they've done this before. Maybe they have. I just don't recall. But the biggest thing to note here is that they actually boosted the amount of points you need to get the maximum amount. I mean, I get it. You got a primal quartz at the end and the Yuletide points, and I think they're doing this. And this was my concern for the Yuletide event, was that Plarium is more than likely going to inflate the amount of points you need to get this tournament, which in turn makes it so you have to spend more resources, which is your gems, your hard-earned gems, you know, that you've been saving up for so long. It's going to be your energy that you've been saving up for so long or trying to save or conserve, because they want you to spend as much resources as possible for the upcoming fusion or fragment champion that comes out in the future for the Christmas fusion, right? So just be aware of that. I'm not really a huge fan of the Plarium points in the end. I'd prefer like a Lego book or something like that. I think they're realizing that it's going to take way too long for any normal player that's low spend or free to play to get the maximum amount of points needed to get your, what's the champion? Saoirse, I think, in order to get Saoirse. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan that they boosted this, but it's to be expected, to be honest. And I figured they would start inflating some of these events and tournaments so that it makes it harder for the players to get torment. And therefore, it entices more players to potentially spend a little bit of money. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I expected it. I expected it to happen. It just doesn't sit well because I don't think they've ever boosted the amount of points you need in the past, but I could be wrong. So anyways, the champions that I'm going to be utilizing, let's just go right into Arena. I already set my team up. I was only able to re-gear one champion, and he's going to be my damage dealer. It's a Hotatsu. So I have a one-man defense. The reality is you're going to want to pick off one-man teams because a lot of people just don't have a full team of SHADOWKIN, or, you just can't win against these defenses that are really strong to go against. So I'm just picking off one-man teams. In Gold 5, you get 13 points towards the event. So let me just go over here actually really quickly. So for this tournament, if I click into it again, and I go to the Info tab, Gold 5 is 13 points per win, and Gold 4 is 12, Gold 3, 11, Gold 2, 10, Gold 1, 9. It just keeps going down from there all the way to 1 for Bronze. So if you're a newer player, this is going to be an extremely hard event or tournament for you to do if you're trying to compete for the Yuletide. And I don't think that any newer players or low-level players are going to get it unless they, unfortunately, spend a little cash. So yeah, if you're just starting out, you probably aren't going to get Torment unless they put these rewards at a lower threshold, which honestly, Dungeon Divers, they don't usually always switch it. Typically for shard pulling like Summon Rushes and Champion Chase, they don't normally switch that for lower level players to make it lower and more achievable for them because they get less rewards or they get less gems and things like that on a day-to-day. Well, technically you could say they get more gems if you're completing missions and stuff, but not everybody's going to get as many sacred shards because of clan boss and things like that, right? So keep that in mind. And like I said, I am using Hotatsu as my damage dealer. And oh, nice. We got dropped back even further. Wow, we were just in Gold 5. We dropped back to Gold 4. We got some one-man teams. Oh, no, wait, did I refresh? Maybe I refreshed myself. I don't remember. But either way, I'm not going to win against like most of these teams. Most of these teams are just too strong. Speed. All these speed teams with nukers, just not going to beat. This team right here with Helicath, probably just not going to beat because I don't think I have a strip champion. So mainly I'm going to go against teams like this that are just one man. I set up like 4 different teams too because I also have Genzen. But yeah, so here's my 4 teams. I was like, okay, I'll try CC, I'll try Hotatsu for damage, but mainly Hotatsu is in there for damage. Now, I could use my Mishinaki as well, but my Hotatsu is built, I feel like, for a little bit more damage than the Mishinaki. And he hits pretty hard, and my Mishinaki is mainly built for Hydra, to be honest. Where is my Hotatsu? There he is. So I make sure that I throw in the Rushing Death because he hits pretty hard with this ability. He's at 206 speed, 4400 on the defense, 271 accuracy to land the decrease attack, to land Leech, and he has the nice increased defense and continuous heal, but also he removes 1 random debuff from himself at the start of each turn, so that's very, very strong, and he'll remove all of these ones before any other debuffs. And he's also really strong in Hydra because he's going to remove the Fear or the Provoke before he removes the poisons, right? So that's why Hotatsu is so strong in general. So I do recommend utilizing Hotatsu as often as you can. So what I'll do is I'll bring in this team. And then, of course, my Ninja, he's not really built that great. I just re-geared him during the free re-gear weekend, I think a week or 2 ago. And his gear is not fully leveled. So basically what I'm doing, let me just showcase that team one more time. So I'll show Yoshi, 250 speed Yoshi. He's got 429 accuracy to help land Fears here, but he's not fully booked at all. He has no books. Kinagashi is actually really strong, one of the only revivers for epics. And yeah, I think she's pretty good. 56,000 HP, 3,000 defense. If you can get her even faster, awesome, but I took most of her gear off and put it on other champions during the free re-gear. So she's kind of just wearing random pieces that I don't think are fully leveled. Ninja, 205 speed, 240 crit damage, currently almost 5,000 attack. He can get more crit damage, except I think I need to max out his gauntlets. And then for Hotatsu, he also has gear that's not fully maxed out either, so I can max out his gauntlets and other items as well. So let's do this. Let's see how Hotatsu does. I'm hoping he can do some decent damage after I re-geared him. He did have only 180k, but now he has a little more. And she's getting reaction a lot. Hotatsu, I don't know if he was a green affinity or blue affinity. I gotta double check that. Let's see if we can kill her though. All right, not too bad. 20k damage. He is in a cruel set. All right, reset of team. That's good. Yeah, he's blue. Okay, so magic affinity. So he's strong against her, but he kept on getting a reaction proc on her. So yeah, we just basically do this. Go against the weakest teams possible. Try to get your wins where you can. And that's it. So almost 50k damage is not bad. He's not in Savage or Lethal. He's just in one Cruel set, which ignores 5% of defense. And he's in War Master, not in Helm Smasher. So keep that in mind. This team I'll get smacked by. This team I'll get smacked. Like most of these teams I'll get smacked by, to be honest. All right, so I already ran out for the day. But you know what? Just for the video, I'll go ahead and get some more refills here. So yeah, basically, this is all I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going against these teams. Ooh, that Fear from Yoshi is actually really strong too. So we got a turn, we freeze him, and then boom, take him out so he can't revive. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. I don't think we could take on this team. They're too strong, especially with the Ultimate Death Knight. Zapper, Speed. Yeah, we couldn't take that team on. Pretty much all these speed teams we probably couldn't take on. Of course, Lady Kimmy on our lonesome, we can take her out, right? Shadowkin versus Shadowkin. Here we go. Yep, she's going to be gone in a second. Boom, dead. Okay, we go on to the next one. And this team, I think they'll sleep me and then kill me. So yeah, mostly, basically, we're just going to get wrecked by a majority of these teams. Maybe we could take on this team, possibly, because I can cleanse the stun. If I get stunned, I can also cleanse the Hex. Let's try to manual this one. Let's see if we can get this win. Here we go. Oh, okay, we go first. That's good. We got one Fear. And we're focusing on this Arbiter, of course. Okay. That bolster set is really strong. Okay. Alright, so there's a stun. Let's try to freeze. 2 freezes. We'll take it. Actually, 3 freezes. Let's go. We're going to heal up with Hotatsu. Ah, darn, okay. There's a petrification. That sucks. Revive. And I don't know if we can win this one. I don't know. This Ultimate Death Knight's soaking up all the damage. So we might actually lose. Yeah, Ultimate Death Knight is very strong. If you don't have speed, it's really difficult in Arena. You have to go first, you have to take control. Maybe I use Genzen instead, but the thing is, it's just going to keep getting cleansed by Mithrala. So that's another problem. I don't think I can beat that team. This team will smack me. Yeah, basically all these teams will smack me, so I can't really do much, unfortunately. It really sucks, but that's kind of my thought process behind it, is just go after the one-man teams, try to get the points where you can get them, if you can get them. But they made it pretty difficult, I'll be honest. You do have 3 days and 15 hours, or 4 days total in the beginning, and I'm already at 194. So if I can get 300 a day, I mean, yeah, you should be able to get the top reward if you can do 300 a day. Even 240 a day, like 225, 240 a day, maybe even 250 a day, you can get the top reward because you have 4 days total. So, I mean, it's definitely doable. It's just very challenging for lower level players, I will say. People in silver, you probably need to be at least silver 4 to have a higher chance to get it. I just don't know if you'd be able to do it if you're silver or below. I mean, if you do it, it's going to be a very, very tough struggle or grind to get there. But you could do it. You could still do it technically. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'm not going to show the gear or anything just because it's awful. I didn't really put great gear on the champions. I also have Kyoku, which I didn't use, but I could have used her as well. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Good luck if you're going to be going for this, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.